If you're involved in structured networking, you know the kind, fixed schedules, weekly talks, those required one-to-ones, you probably know that feeling.
Oh, yeah.
It starts out great, feels like this engine for referrals, but then somehow that structure, it starts to feel like pressure,
Yeah.
like massive pressure.
It really does. Instead of connecting, you feel like you're just doing homework.
Yeah.
Admin.
Exactly. It's the ultimate trap, isn't it? You join with all these good intentions, you want to grow, build relationships.
And 6 months later, you look at your calendar and it's just checking boxes, the quality drops, you start feeling burned out, and
Yeah.
suddenly the network itself feels like the biggest chore you have.
That obligation fatigue is so real. So if you're feeling that right now, maybe prepping for a meeting or just trying to figure out how to make these systems actually work well, this deep dive, it's for you.
Definitely.
Our mission today is pretty straightforward. We want to dig into the insights that can turn those required activities back into, genuine sustainable growth.
And we're focusing specifically on the journey of Nzula Mercy, the Queen of Wellness, because she hit this exact wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she hit the wall, but she had the clarity to step back and figure out why her system felt broken.
She had this brilliant visual for it, actually. She said her calendar looked like, and this is a direct quote, a game of Tetris.
Perfect.
Right. Every slot jammed with client calls, workshops, family stuff, and those network meetings. She said she was, quote, chasing check marks instead of building connections.
That Tetris image is spot on. That feeling of constant pressure, blocks stacking up.
Holy.
But here's where Nzula Mercy had her breakthrough. She realized, maybe over her aloe tea, that the problem wasn't the structure itself. It wasn't BNI or whatever format.
Oh, it wasn't the rules.
It was how she was approaching it. That was the shift.
Okay, let's unpack this then.
Yeah.
Because if the structure isn't the problem, what is?
Well, Nzula Mercy figured out pretty fast that the network isn't supposed to be a burden. It's not a checklist. It's meant to be a bridge, a bridge to relationships, to referrals, to real growth.
A bridge. I like that.
But she'd been treating the bridge like a treadmill, just running in place, focusing on the effort, not the destination.
Mm-hmm.
She needed to switch her focus from obligation to opportunity, intention over just effort.
That reframing the bridge idea, that sounds like the key to making the practical changes stick. So where did she start? What was the first big change?
It started with those one-to-one meetings. You know the one.
Oh, yeah. The ones that often feel like high-pressure speed dating for business.
Exactly. Super transactional. We go in thinking, okay, did I pitch my stuff? Got their card, mentioned my ideal client, done. Next.
Check, check, check.
But this is where Nzula Mercy just slowed it all down radically. She realized the goal wasn't coverage, it was connection.
So less rushing through them.
Way less. She started treating them like actual heart-to-heart conversation.
Heart to heart. Okay, what does that look like in practice?
Well, it's a huge shift in depth. She stopped focusing only on the profession, the transactional stuff.
And started asking about
their passions. Think about it. What kind of answer do you get when you ask, so what are you selling? Versus, what are you working on outside of work that just lights you up?
Whoa, okay, that's different. But hang on a second. If you're having deep heart-to-heart conversations with everyone, doesn't that take way more time, more emotional energy? Isn't that just making the Tetris calendar even worse?
That's the key question, right? And the answer, surprisingly, is no, because you trade frequency for quality.
Ah, okay.
When you connect on that passion level, that why, you're building a much stronger beam for that relationship bridge. The trust goes deeper.
So the referrals that come from that are probably better?
Exponentially better.
Right.
More qualified. Because the person gets you, not just your business card.
So it's not about doing more one-to-ones necessarily.
No.
It's about making maybe just one truly meaningful one worth like 5 superficial ones.
Precisely. And Nzula Mercy confirmed the results. These deeper chats didn't just lead to better referrals.
What else?
Collaborations, real partnerships, and even actual friendships.
Friendships. Wow.
Yeah. And think about it. When your network includes your friends, that feeling of obligation, it just melts away. You want to be there. You want to help.
That makes sense. That's the long-term value she was after. Moving beyond just swapping cards into people actually wanting to support you because they like you and they get your vision.
It's like building an ecosystem, not just planting a few seeds here and there.
Okay, ecosystem. I like that. Let's shift gears a bit from the quality of the interaction to maybe the quantity of effort. You mentioned integration and empowerment, and Nzula Mercy stopped trying to be a superhero.
Yeah, she realized she was running her business life and her networking life on two totally separate tracks.
Which sounds exhausting.
It is exhausting. I mean, I've done it, trying to craft the perfect networking testimonial late at night when really you just had a great client win that afternoon you could have shared.
Right. It's inefficient because you see the network as this separate duty.
Exactly. So Nzula Mercy got smart about it. She started integrating. Her strategy was simple. Use your real-world wins as your networking stories.
So, like, every time a client got a great result,
That became her material for the next meeting. Every glowing review, every successful project.
that's brilliant. It's authentic.
Totally authentic. You're not making stuff up. You're just reporting on the value you actually delivered. When she talked about a client hitting some huge wellness goal, that story wasn't just good for her business.
It was a live referral opportunity for everyone listening.
Right there. Emotionally engaging, too.
But that integration piece,
Mm-hmm.
you still can't do it all yourself.
Right.
Tell the stories, run the business, manage everything. Doesn't that lead back to the pressure cooker?
It absolutely can, and this is where vulnerability comes in, which, is real leadership.
Okay.
She specifically said, and this is an important quote, "I stopped trying to be a superhero and started asking for support." She actively leaned into her power team.
That's tough for a lot of people, though.
Yeah.
Asking for help can feel like admitting you can't handle it, like weakness.
But it's the opposite, isn't it? Especially in a network structure. You're supposed to be interdependent.
True.
By asking her network for help, maybe introductions or brainstorming or even just practical support, she wasn't just lightening her load. She was honoring the give and take of that bridge.
Giving others a chance to contribute back to her.
Exactly. It lets them provide value, too. And Nzula Mercy noted the result was pretty profound.
What happened?
She said when she got honest about what she needed, her team, quote, showed up with ideas, introductions, and encouragement.
Wow. So it wasn't just tasks, it was emotional support, too.
That's the power of leaning in. You strengthen those connections by letting them actually support you. You build that resilient ecosystem, not just a list of contacts.
Moving beyond cards to real partnership.
Okay.
That brings us to maybe the most crucial part, the internal stuff. Reconnecting to purpose and pacing.
Yeah, this is the foundation. Because you can have all the best tactics, but if your why is missing...
You'll just burn out eventually anyway.
Exactly. So Nzula Mercy deliberately went back to her why. Why did she even join this thing?
Which was?
To build a purpose-driven business, rooted in wellness and connection. Once she reconnected with that, suddenly the tasks didn't feel like tasks.
How so?
The perception shifted. That meeting wasn't just an obligation anymore.
It became an opportunity.
An opportunity to share her passion, to connect, maybe even change someone's life through a referral down the line. Obligations became opportunities.
That mindset shift. That sounds like what finally lets you break free from the Tetris game.
It absolutely is. And it allowed her to set a sustainable pace. Instead of chasing some huge, overwhelming goal that caused daily anxiety,
She did what?
she embraced the power of small steps. And this is where it gets super practical.
Okay, let's dig into this because this is where people can really apply it. She didn't just say, take it easy.
No, she set two very specific, very manageable goals for herself.
Which were?
1 visitor a month. That's it.
1 visitor. Okay.
And 1 meaningful one-to-one per week.
1 meaningful one. Not 5 rushed ones.
Exactly. Think about how those two goals immediately fight the burnout. 1 visitor a month takes the weekly pressure off finding guests.
Totally.
1 meaningful one-to-one gives you the space to actually have that heart-to-heart conversation we talked about.
It puts quality over quantity automatically. It creates these guardrails against overscheduling, against the Tetris effect.
It provides instant relief, and it fosters that sustainable rhythm. That's the key to building something that lasts. Nzula Mercy's final point sums it up perfectly. These small steps, she said, they added up, quote, slowly, steadily, beautifully.
Slowly, steadily, beautifully. I love that. Takes the pressure off needing huge results right now.
Puts the focus back on consistent, intentional growth, built on real connection.
So, bringing this all together, what does this mean for you listening right now? I think Nzula Mercy's story really shows that if you approach these structured things with real intention,
Focusing on passion.
leaning on support,
And remembering your purpose.
then the structure stops being a burden. It becomes a blessing. You start using the tools instead of feeling used by them.
Well said. And maybe we can leave you with a final thought to chew on.
Please.
Think about your own professional life right now, your network, your schedule. Where does it feel like that game of Tetris?
Yeah, where are you just chasing check marks because you feel obligated? Where is it draining your energy?
Find that one specific area. Maybe it's prepping for a certain type of meeting. Maybe it's those follow-ups you dread.
And then, take the challenge from the Nzula Mercy.
This week, just replace one of those check marks with one single, meaningful, heart-to-heart conversation. See what happens.
Let the structure serve you, not the other way around. Take a breath. Simplify. Connect.
That's how you build that bridge, the one that lasts.